Good morning, Vanessa Panoyer here, President and CEO of G2G. We are a business development firm in a very niche market of working with diverse-owned companies to obtain multiple certifications within one setting, and that includes local, state, federal, and third-party entities. We also work within business development to help leverage your certification through supplier diversity portal registrations, attending events, sharing your capability statements, and of course making quality introductions to the corporate procurement managers and supplier diversity team members who have initiatives of growing their supply chain. Lastly, we work with corporate procurement compliance and really being a resource to provide certified businesses within the space of their opportunities and their upcoming bids. So I did this survey last year, and the first one's kind of a silly question because I only asked 100 certified businesses participate in this survey. So 98 are, or 94%, and the 6% probably have not recertified or let their certification lapse. So how long have you been certified? 53% have been certified between 1 and 5 years. I find it interesting that 15% have been certified for 11 to 20 years or more than 20 years. And so that tells me that the certification is working and they are finding value in being certified. Have you ever registered your company in corporate supplier diversity portals? So 57% are saying yes. Oftentimes that's within their target client database and their strategic plan of who do they want to do business with, how do they do business with them, and they focus in on a smaller number. And then some, as I see here, 24%, 25% say no. So I released a supplier diversity corporate survey that you can also check out. And the portals are necessary. So even though there's thousands of registrants in portals, in some portals, they still need to know that you want to do business with them. So it's kind of a necessary evil and a pay-to-play type of thing. Have you ever received an opportunity to bid as a result of registration? So this is kind of a 50-50. So from the previous slide, if you're not in the portals, then, you know, obviously you're not getting anything out of them. But those that are, I find this very hopeful that half are receiving opportunities to bid. Now, they may not be, it could be a federal level, it could be a local level, it could be a state subscription through BidNet or Bid Registry or Vendor Registry. There's so many different portals out there, but it's getting results. Do you feel that your certification has been worth the time and investment? So 71% says yes. So within the 85 certifications I've processed this year for my clients, and you know, getting multiple certifications at one time, you know, probably half that have come to me have gotten their certification for their current client database and their current client relationships. So they're already doing business with a company, and they realize that they can now put their spend within their supplier diversity initiatives as opposed to being an overhead expense. And so probably half of those certifications that have come to me this year have simply been to satisfy and bring value to their current client database. So if you're growing your spend with your current client base, which is always easier to grow your spend with current clients than create new ones, we all know that, Business 101, this 71% is very rewarding and nice to see. Do you attend any national diverse trade shows, conferences? So 67% are saying no. So So again, why did they get certified? How are they leveraging their certification outside of their current client database? And then if 71% feel that they've, gotten a bid opportunity, maybe early on through their certification, they've gotten immediate business or, already had a foot in the door. And so a lot of them don't go to these trade shows, or they're not getting any value out of the trade shows. I can speak on behalf of my client database that I go everywhere for them, especially with supplier diversity initiatives. And so if I'm their advocate and I'm an extension of their team, and they're outsourcing the attendance and the homework and the follow-up, then, this number doesn't bother me. Does your company practice diverse spend initiatives? So 45% say yes. So just to shed a little bit of clarification on this, all of my clients, I want them to practice diversity spend initiatives. And the reason why is if a small company, say small, million plus, whatever your revenue is, once you become a tier 1 to a Ford or an Anthem, or you're in the federal space and you're doing business to a prime, they also want you as a diverse supplier to be practicing the same initiatives. So you can say, well, I don't outsource that much. And but if you take a look at your vendors, you may have a bookkeeper or your web developer or someone cleaning your office. And all of those vendors, there are certified businesses within that space. So develop your own diversity spend initiatives, a metric, and be a simple spreadsheet. And then also, what does diversity mean to you? And creating a statement for your own business. And I tell all of my clients to be proactive in this space, because you have to align your values with the supplier diversity procurement team, and also show that you are practicing the same initiatives. Does your company have a capability statement? So 59% say yes, and 36% say no. So I've worked with a number of business owners who have come to me that were already certified, needed some assistance in attending trade shows, doing some homework, very project-based goals, and not have a capability statement. So a capability statement is your business resume. So you have to look at it like your business resume. And it may change. You may have a couple different versions based on the client target audience that you're going after. So a federal capability statement will include core competencies, past performance, differentiators. If you're putting your NAIC codes, your industry codes on your capability statement, you should write it out, not just have a number, to make it very easy when you hand that off to a procurement buyer or supplier diversity manager. They know exactly the space that you're in, but then also they know where your value proposition is. Okay, so a capability statement is very important, and you must treat it as your business resume. So your company ever hired a business consultant? I say no. And again, I'm not a consultant. People may view me as a consultant, but I am very focused on the certification, leveraging that, and making quality introductions. So I find it interesting that some haven't. And then the 29% that say yes, and know that this survey is has a lot of comments and stuff that I haven't released. I'm just putting out some numbers here, but there was a lot of comments around the below numbers, So we'll move on. Rate your company's readiness to grow your business footprint. So, 32%, 35% feel confident in their abilities to grow. And I think that's awesome, because when I'm working with clients through their certification, they're not new businesses. Certification has just become a very hot topic to get access. So it's still relationships. It's still your value proposition. It's still you building that relationship and aligning your values, and if you're a good fit to work with that corporate. So knowing where that space is very important. And oftentimes, to leverage your certification, it's moving beyond your current client database, utilizing press releases and really utilizing your network and saying, hey, I want to do business with you. Identify who you want to do business with. If you want to stay in your same industry of healthcare or manufacturing, where else can you go and what makes you different? So I like to share these results. I work with a lot of business owners who have never considered certification. And so I wanted to release this specifically to that audience to show that it does work, but it is not instant gratification. My business has thrived on word of mouth and the quality introductions that I've been able to produce for my clients. And so I would just encourage those out there to share your success of certification, bring the other ones up along with you within your network, and then work with each other. Work with each other, develop your own spin, and be intentional about who you do business with. Have a great day. Thank you so much for listening, and let us know if we can help.